Welcome everyone to the mobile dashboard webinar. Today's webinar, we're going to be going over a new feature that came out with a part of the ARMS 2020 release that released this past summer. If you are not on that version, then you most likely do not have this dashboard. So if you want to upgrade to that version, just reach out to us and we can get you upgraded and you will then have the dashboard. Today's webinar is going to be pretty short. The dashboard is very simple but effective, and so that is all we're going to be looking at. So it may not take that long, but it is a new feature that a lot of people don't know about. So it'll be some imperative information for everybody. So to get to the dashboard, you just go to the home screen of ARMS right here, and then it's going to be in the sidebar. You'll see right up at the top, it's marked as dashboard. So we'll click on that. And one thing I want to point out to you guys with this is that it's different for each user. You can set this up however you want personally. So an administrator is going to have some information or some reports set up that they want to look at that maybe a dispatch supervisor would want to see something else, or a detective or something like that. So this can be personalized to whatever you want to see, whatever information you want on your dashboard. So let's go ahead and dive in and look at what we've got. So I've already got mine set up with 3 different reports here, just showing information about what I want to see. Now, keep in mind, this is a test database that I'm working with, so you may see some empty fields or something like that, but that's only because I just have a lot of cases and CAT events that I've thrown in there for testing. So up here, you've got the top 10 common crimes by classification. So this pulls by the classification of your crime codes. So the top 10 classifications that have been used, you can see my top one is going to be assault. I've got 42 in there for this year. And that just shows the information for that. That is going to be an officer report. And then over here, you've got arrest charges. So that's going to be an arrest report. And then down below is going to be your incident report. And you can always start out with just this blank page, just add widget, where you would go and click on that plus button. And this is where you can see all of the reports in the system. In this dashboard. This doesn't have all of the reports in Report Center and all that. Again, this is a new feature, so we wanted to add in some reports that we saw people wanting or needing to see in a dashboard like this. So up at the top, you can search by name for those, or you can just go to category and see those. So you've got arrest, case, and CAD. So if I click arrest, that'll show me all of the arrest reports in the system. Same thing for the other ones, case and CAD event. Then you would just click on one of these reports, whichever one you want to pull up in the system, and it'll show up just like these 3 in here. Then you can go even further by clicking this drop down and choosing what date range or what time you want to see. So you've got your year. I've just got it set to year, which is just going to be the full 365 days from today. Then the year to date, which is going to be from January 1st until today's date. So January 1st till October 20th. Last 30 days and the last 7 days. So you can change this whenever you want to. Whatever you change it to, it's just going to default to whenever you come back to the dashboard later. And then you can see here that even though this one's a graph, you can highlight the specific fields or hover over those specific fields to see the exact number. And same thing with this pie chart. You can see the actual name of that field and the actual number instead of just the percentages, the arrest counts for this year. And then down below, I've got the incident by location where you can see the same thing. Just hover over it and it'll show you the actual number. Then you can come over here. You can always hit refresh now. So if you are looking at a dispatch report for the last 7 days, maybe, that is something that may change. Some of that information might change by the hour. You can click refresh now to see the new information for that. And then also you can just set it to auto refresh. Mine's off, but you can set it to auto refresh every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, or 30. And then also, let's go in here. Let's go in here and take a look at some of these reports. Some of the ones that I think are most beneficial for departments are for like an administrator or maybe a supervisor coming in and seeing the officers with the most cases. This would show you the top 5 officers that have cases in the system. I can even click on it. I know my data is not going to be very good. As you can see, me, Devin Fowler, has the most cases for the past 7 days because obviously I'm the one putting in most of this stuff. And then you can see as I pop it out to a year, you see a couple more in here with other officers in there. But this is a good way to kind of review every day and see who has the most cases for that week or that month, and just kind of review that and talk to your staff about it too. Let me remove that, and you can always remove them just by clicking the X button and go in there, and we can take a look at another one. Let's look at a CAD report. And in here, similar to the top 10 crimes or common crimes by classification, you can see the top 5 incidents with the classifications. So if I go to year, then you can see it shows the previous year and the current year here. So that'll show you which classification was used the most in here. A lot of mine are just named dispatch for the classification, but if yours are spread out from assault, drugs, larceny, and all that, you can see that through here as well. Okay, let me close out of that. And again, I want to point out that this will change and save for your account whenever you make a change. So if you made a change, if I added that report in there and kept it, whenever I logged out of ARMS and logged back in, that report would still be there for me and only me. Now, other people can set up the same reports, but per profile, it's going to change to where an admin can have information about their officers in there, and then a dispatch supervisor can have the information about them as well. And same thing for detectives, being able to see arrests and information regarding that. Okay, like I said, this was not a very long webinar. It's a small but effective part of ARMS that I feel like we added in here to help everybody to know more about their department every day that they log into the system. And now I'm going to pass it over to you guys for a Q&A session where you guys can ask your questions. And also, since this is a new feature, we're always open for ideas and thoughts from you guys for what kind of information you feel like would be beneficial for your department. So let me pass it over to you guys. Let me open up, or actually I'll leave this open or here. Let me open up the PowerPoint and we'll bring it back to the ARM screen after this. So for the Q&A session, you should see a screen like this. And if you move your mouse around on the bottom, you can see the participants button. If you click on that, that'll open a sidebar over here, and you can click the raise hand button down at the bottom. Then once you raise your hand, we'll unmute you. You can ask your question, and I'll answer your question, and then mute you back for the next person. Again, if you do not want to use your mic or you may not have a mic, you can always come back and click the chat button and type something or a question into the chat. And in there, if you are going to put in a chat, just hit the word or type the word question really quick, just to let us know that you are typing a question so that I don't close out the webinar before you're done. All right, let me close this. We'll leave it on this page in case we need to check it out. And it looks like we do have a question so far. Let me see. So Brianna, it looks like you found the dashboard. So no, it's not going to be Report Center. Report Center is different. If we go back to the home page, Report Center is going to be where you can go in and build your own reports and create a lot of different reports through there. Dashboard is more of kind of a quick, just going in to check in on some current stats or some stats that are new, but being able to do it very quickly. Again, if you do not have this dashboard button in your ARMS mobile screen, then that may mean that you're on a version that does not have that. We did add this in during the ARMS 2020 release this past summer. So if you do not have that, you can always just reach out to us and we can schedule you for an upgrade. Yep, and Brianna, I see your hand is raised. Let me go ahead and unmute you. All right, Brianna, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. On my desktop, I got both ARMS windows pulled up.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get to that dashboard?
So do you have ARMS mobile open?
Oh, so no, it's for the mobile, mobile for the MDTs?
Yep, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now then.
Yeah, so you can always go to that same website from your desktop. It's just go into whatever that URL is that they use, and you can always go to that dashboard there too.
Okay, so from the URL that y'all set up for us, I can go to the dashboard?
Yep, that's right. Yeah, you would just go to this home page once you log in, and then you can click on dashboard over on the left-hand side.
Okay, I don't think I've gotten that far yet. Okay, great, thanks.
Okay, no problem. All right. So any other questions? Again, if you do have a question that you're typing into the chat, just send in the word question. And whenever I say question, that means question or thoughts. If you have anything that you would want added to this, or a report that you think would be beneficial, just let us know. And of course, if you don't have this on your version, but you do want it on your version, just email support@arms.com and we can get you scheduled for an upgrade. And then Eva asked, what does empty mean? I noticed it within the graphs. That's just because mine is a test database. So empty would be like a case that I've added as a test that didn't have a crime in it. You can see I've got a lot in there because a lot of times I have to just jump in and put in a case just to test one thing. So again, everyone, you may see empty in here, but you shouldn't see that on your own ARM system. That's just because I'm using a test database. If you do see empty on your own, then you'll probably want to talk to your officers and dispatchers and make sure they're adding crime codes and information to the CAT events and cases. Okay, any other questions? And again, just send question if you do have one. But it looks like there are no more questions. So again, if you do have any questions or want more information or anything like that, you can email support@arms.com, and you can also call 1-800-776-6783. This webinar and all of our webinars are posted at arms.com/webinars. You can see all the past ones on there right now. This one and the other one this week are going to be posted this Friday. So if you do want to go back and watch those, you can. And then other than that, reach out to us if you need anything. But I hope that everybody has a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.